One thing I've been thinking about recently is how normal it is for men to constantly keep looking at things that we shouldn't really be looking at in this day and age. Constantly looking at the variety of different women on social media and even in real life. I mean, I wouldn't say so much in real life. I mean, you're out in the flesh just doing whatever you're doing, you know. Sometimes you just come across attractive women. There's nothing wrong with having a look. I mean, at the end of the day, we've all got eyes to see at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But the amount of attractive women that we expose our eyes to on the social media more so it's just not normal, if you ask me. You know, when you really think about it, you know, let's say 30 years ago, before I was born, you know, if people wanted to see attractive women, you know, in bikinis and stuff like that, then you'd have to probably buy a magazine. You know what I mean? That's what people would tell me, like, you'd have to buy a magazine from the shop. Or, you know, it just wasn't normalised back then. There was obviously no social media, you know. You had to get a magazine from the shop, or you had to watch, like, a channel on TV just to see that sort of stuff. Whereas now, it's like, it's just so normalised. And even if women are just dressed accordingly, still, I think to myself, we shouldn't really be seeing that many attractive women on these social media apps. It's not good for us. And then you wonder why a lot of guys are just depressed. You wonder why a lot of guys are constantly just looking at other couples and feeling like they ain't good enough to be in a relationship. This is one of the reasons why. And it's not women's fault at the end of the day. It's just how this world is nowadays with the social media and all that lot. Bear in mind, on a subconscious level, you know, you're going to be feeling lustful as well when you're just looking at all these women. How can you not? This is why it's important to just try and take breaks and stuff like that, you know. This even goes for myself as well. I'm not just speaking to you guys, but I'm even speaking to myself, because we all get caught up in it. We all get caught up into it. And it's just important to just recognise when we're getting caught up into it, you know, recognise when we're spending too much time on these social media apps, you know. A lot of people don't. A lot of people spend hours and hours on end on social media, and you don't get no value from it in the end. You know, if anything, you're just coming off your phone feeling more lustful, feeling more like you're comparing your life to other people, feeling more like you ain't good enough. So it's important to recognise when enough is enough. You know, I believe that there's value in learning self-control. You know, when you're constantly feeding your mind with lust or comparison, it becomes harder to focus on things that actually matter. Your purpose, your relationships, your fitness, and your faith. I'm only saying faith because I'm a Christian at the end of the day, so I'm speaking kind of from a Christian aspect as well. And if I deep dive more into faith as a Christian, then all I'll say is this: I don't think God calls us to live by every impulse or desire. He calls us to have self-control, not because he wants to take away our joy, but because he knows that what we constantly focus on shapes the person who we become. So that's one thing to bear in mind. You know, for a guy like me that's been going to the gym for around about 12 years now, and I just want to say that fitness has taught me that discipline isn't just about training or eating well. It's also about protecting your mind. You know, your body grows from what you feed it, and so does your mind. At the end of the day, we all understand that if you eat junk food every day, you can't expect to feel healthy. But we don't always apply that same principle to our minds. Every day we're feeding our minds with something, such as social media, videos, music. Just like our bodies reflect what we constantly eat, our minds often reflect what we constantly consume. You know, Jesus even said in the Bible, Matthew 6:22-23, that the eye is the lamp of the body. So ask yourself, is the content you're consuming making you a stronger man? Is it helping you become more disciplined, more grateful, more focused? Or is it feeding comparison, lust, insecurity, and distraction? That's the mic drop moment right there, guys. So I'm going to leave it there. Peace out, and I hope you all have a blessed day.